Temilo here and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about trends in the foreign exchange market. I know a lot of times you would have heard this term, the trend is your friend, right? So, in today's video, I will show you exactly why the trend is your friend. So, this simply means that you should trade along with the higher time frame direction. For example, if the higher time frame is bullish, you want to trade in that direction of the trend. If it's bearish, you want to also do that. This video will not be long at all because I will just show you the exact things that I want you to see concerning trends. So since last month, from the FOMC that we had that pushed price up into a higher time frame supply on GBP USD and the Euro USD, since then we've been having a massive push down to the downside on these both pairs. And if you're a trader and probably trade supply and demand just like me, you realize that supply zones were being respected ever since the FOMC. We've been pushing down, and supply zones were being respected. And even if you take buy trades during the course of this trend, you realize that you might only be getting 1 to 2, 1 to 1 risk to reward on buy trade. In fact, I took some buy trade along the line, and some were not really it when it comes to the risk to reward. There was even one I got stopped out at the end of the day. So it's best to just follow the trend. So let's get right into the chart. Starting with GBP USD on the 4 hours time frame. You can see that I made mention of the FOMC. This was the FOMC from last month, and since that time you can see that market has been bearish. Okay, now we tapped into this level of supply, and anytime we tap into a level of supply, you should know what we should expect. We should expect sales, especially if it's from a higher time frame. So, and let's quickly go to the daily time frame. You can see on the daily time frame over here that when market was pushing all the way up, we left behind this level of trend line. Trend line was formed right there. Price was bouncing off from this trend line, which signifies liquidity to us that trade supply and demand. And not just that, you can see that at this area we have little imbalance and a demand level that needs to be mitigated. So with that, you are able to confirm your bias for where price is going and trade along with the trend. So moving back to the 4 hours time frame, why they say the trend is your friend is because if you take trades in the direction of your trend, you will be more profitable than trying to catch reversal. So right over here, you can see when we broke above this low, market came back to mitigate these zones. Then one thing you should note is that when market is pushing down or up, because of the should I say obligation that needs to be fulfilled, market will not exactly always push back to the last swing. Okay, so there are times market can get halfway, push down, come back and go 100%, or 90% or thereabout, 80% retracement, push down again, a little bit of retracement, push down again. Okay, because price needs to get to a certain level. Price has an obligation in another at a certain level that needs to be fulfilled, like zones like this now that market needs to come back to. So market will not exactly be going back totally to the last swing high or swing low. Okay, so there are times you see reversals at mid levels or at midpoints. What you just need to do in order to catch such trades is to look for confirmations. Okay, so you can see again at this particular zone we broke this level, price came back into this supply zone. From there again we pushed down again, we broke this level right here, and came down, price came back up here. And at this level, this is another supply level. I did take a sell at this supply level, but I was stopped out of the trade. I tried posting that video last week, but I realized my microphone was not on. I did a breakdown of all the trades I took last week, but I couldn't post the video. I took a loss here, but I was able to get into sales from here and took price down here. So you can see market respected this supply again. We pushed down on the lower time frame on these two candles. If you go on lower time frame, you realize that there's a confirmation entry that made price come back again into this supply right there too. And from there again, we continue to break structure, and as you can see, market keep coming back into supply levels. Okay, this as well, market came back, but a little bit of manipulation right there. Of course, there will be manipulations at times. We broke structure here, and market came back into this supply area. You can see it didn't make a full retracement back up here, and that's because there are times markets will use 50% of imbalances. You can see market came around the 50% of the imbalance that we have right here, and again we broke structure. Market came back from this level, came back into this supply. From there again, market created this supply, came back into it after we broke this level as well. We broke this level again, market came back here. This happened yesterday, and I was able to catch a sell trade from right here. And as you can see, market did not exactly make a full retracement as well, but if you go on the lower time frame, you will see the entry opportunity right there. And from there again, you can see now we've now broken this low as well, and you could expect price to sell from right here later in the future. But now at a particular time, trends will end. A particular trend will end, and as you can see, the trend line that we built up on the way here, the liquidity right here has now been taken below this trend line. So in order to know where trend is going to end, because you cannot just continue selling and selling and selling, you need to look to your far left to look at demand zones or imbalances that we have in the market, areas that are yet to be mitigated. And as you can see, this particular zone right here, market came into it. These are zones where you can take your um final profits if you've been selling. These are zones where you can look to take your profit, or if you are still trailing, you can see that if we move to the daily time frame, overall we are still in this demand level right here. And when I was trying to look at this zone to see clearly what we have at this level, because as you can see on the daily time frame, this level is not clear. On the 4 hours time frame also, this level is not clear. I love to see a clear or fresh zones. So when I was checking, I checked the 23 hours, and as you can see on 23 hours time frame, you can see that we have imbalance inside this level right here. Okay, so you can expect a reaction for market to push down into this imbalance, and we can see a reaction to push back up. And if this will be the last leg of this bearish move for now, because as you can see, we've created liquidity at this area too again, and we left behind what? We left behind this zone with imbalance as well. So these are zones in the future that price could come back to. And if you look more to the left as well, you can see that we still have massive areas of imbalances that market can still possibly keep pushing into. But as a day trader, I always want to see what I have for the day. Whatever I'm able to see, whatever confirmation I'm able to see, that's exactly what I will trade. But for now, I'll be careful to continue selling, because we've now hit another strong level of imbalance and demand. So you can see that following the trend is really your friend, as opposed to trying to catch reversals along the line right there. So let's move on to EU. The same thing we have on EU, and this is the 4 hours time frame. We pushed up into this level of supply, and from there we've been pushing down. And you can see from this, market came, broke structure here, came back into this level of supply. From there again, market is supposed to come here, but now market didn't exactly get to that point. But if you go to the daily time frame, you will realize that market reacted from the open of the bullish candle. Let me make that bold. You can see, let me take this out. So market came into, you can see market came, tapped into this, and we started pushing down from there, moving back to the 4 hours time frame. And from there again, we kept on breaking structure. Can you see over here, another sell? But it's not really exactly easy. You can say, oh, because the market has already formed, it's easy for me to say this. Yes, it's not easy, because even at this particular point in time, I wanted to take a sell from right here, and I almost had a sell limit order. And if I add that sell limit order in, let me take this back, I would have been stopped out. But because I was waiting patiently for a confirmation in this zone, as you can see right here, yeah, I was waiting for a confirmation in this zone, but I ended up missing out on this trade. But at least missing out is better than having a losing trade. You can see that we had manipulations. Markets took out this particular zone, but that didn't invalidate this supply. It's just that the market makers decided to manipulate the chart, because at this particular level, there will be a lot of stop losses in the market, because a lot of sellers were already in this trade already. So the market was manipulated with a little bit of this week to take stop losses out, and from there market continued pushing down. um So as you can see again, let's move back to the 4 hours time frame. And as you can see from there again, what can you see? Market came back to this demand level and this supply level after we broke this zone. From there again, we took out this low right there. What can you see? Market came back, mitigated this supply, and again we kept on pushing. Market again broke through this low, market came back into this level, and you can see we mitigated this supply zone again. We've taken out this low again too. We've created this supply level. We can possibly see probably see some sales from this zone, but like I said the other time, you need to be careful in your trading, because at a particular point in time, the trend will definitely end. And right now you can see that on the higher time frame, market has now pushed into this level of demand and even broke through it. So at this particular level of demand, there were buying opportunities in order to continue selling. Okay, so we broke through that particular low, and this particular zone again, market has now come into it as well. Okay, so now you can see that we kept on respecting the trend, and overall we can still see, maybe from this zone we can still possibly get sales, because market might still push further down into this level of supply as well. Okay, so if you are trading along the trend, you always need to, in the case of a sell for example, you always need to check at the left side where we have zones that the trend could possibly end. But as you can see, this zone didn't even hold price, market still pushed down, because we still have a stronger level here, and later on this particular zone might still not hold, and we might still push down to fill up these imbalances. But that's where confirmation entries are very, very important. Okay, and looking at this zone, this is the overall move, but it can be this zone that market will use and will sell right there. So you should always make the trend your friend at all times. And if we are to look at the buy trades we were able to get along the line, let's just take a look at the buy trades. From here to here is about 33 pips. From here to here is about 57 pips. This was actually a lot. Here to here, 43 pips, quite good. But compared to the full move of the sell trades, 155, 90, 100 pips, 100 pips as well. And from here, 90, 98 pips, you can see. So it's okay to trade reversals sometimes, but you have to be very, very, very careful, because so you know, so you don't get caught in the reversal, because the trend is usually more powerful than the reversals. And because of the fact that, remember I was saying the other time that if you are going down, it's not every time that market will come back into this come back, have deep retracement. There are times we will just have little retracements like this and push down again. So if you are now trying to catch a buy, maybe from this region up to that region, you might actually be stopped out, because you can see the market might reverse back on you. That will be all for this video, guys. Till next time.